YouTube, what's going on? It's your boy RTS Nova, and today we are making a video on a game called The Finals. It's a new FPS game that's just come out, which you've probably seen on your TikTok, YouTube, Twitch, which kind of hit the ground running and taken the gaming world by storm in terms of the amount of concurrent players it's got and how it feels. So I thought it'd be a fun little video idea just to do a literally live action gameplay and a little talk through by me in the game of how I think it is, the pros and cons of the game, what I think they could work on, and what I think they could do to potentially keep the trajectory going up. So if you like this sort of video and want to see more of it, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. We are now just starting to get back into the rhythm of it. It's my first proper video in about 4 years, so bear with me if the quality isn't great. If there's things I need to work on, let me know down in the comments. If there's something I can do, whether it's my mic, whether it's work on my thumbnails, work on whatever, just let me know. Very much open to constructive criticism. Don't need to call me a fat fuck, I know. So just about the channel, please, not about my body. That's right. I'm watching you. Anyway, fuck was that about? It's been a long day at work. But yeah, if you like these sort of videos, make sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel. It would mean the world to me, especially just starting up again. We're trying to grow as much as we can and just build a nice little community again. So yeah, I'd really appreciate it. And let's just jump straight into it. So we're just going to get into it pretty much straight away. So obviously this is the finals. Now you've got your contestants here, which are your lights, your mediums, and your heavies. And that is it. It's as simple as that. Pretty much what it says on the tin. Your heavy build, high survivability, low movement speed, specializes in demolition and fortifications. This guy pretty much, you want to be, bringing down the objective, sitting in there, anchoring it. Obviously, this is all my opinion. You want him sitting in there, anchoring it, causing issues. You get a variety of different guns for each operator. I've come across a flamethrower. It is painful to play against. It is ridiculous. The sledgehammer as well just destroys you in one. Yeah, the other guns are the same. Obviously, you get loads of different attachments. I don't want to get too deep into the gadgets, but they all are useful in their own way. Explosive mines. You kind of set little booby traps around the place. Booby or boogie? I don't fucking. You can set them around the place, either near jump pads or in the objective, and it just slows that push. So they're really useful. Same as pyro mines, same sort of thing, but obviously flames. It could just delay pushes. C4 again, great for bringing down buildings and kind of. You'll see in the gameplay when you put the vault into a cash box or cash deposit, you can, with C4, you can bring the floor down. This game is very, very good with how destructive the environment is. So it kind of changes how you play. So instead of let's say Call of Duty, for example, with Hardpoint, you have that hill and that's it, right? I know it's not a great comparison, but you kind of get where I'm going with it. Let's say that hill had a vault in it which you needed to protect. If it's just one floor, very easy to lock down and secure. Not in this game now, because you can blow the floor which the vault's on and it drops with you. So you pretty much can change the dynamic as an attacker yourself, which is fantastic. It's one of the biggest pros of this game. It's very unique with that. Yeah, you get loads of different styles. You can pretty much change your whole body. It's got brilliant features to make it kind of a unique game. Again, you've got the emotes, which can trigger people, which is always good. Yeah, little things like that. It's nice. The medium, again, is like it literally is your mid-range combat. So it has, I believe, an AK. Yeah, the AKM, which is an AK-47. The FCAR, which is the AR I use when I use it. You've got two shotguns. You got the riot shield and the R357, which is the Magnum. Haven't come across the Magnum too much, and I haven't used it. The shotguns are good, not great. You can counter them easily, obviously just by keeping your distance. Up close, they can be a bit vicious, but you don't necessarily die straight away. At least what I found anyway. Again, this is all just my personal opinion, so take it with a pinch of salt. The riot shield is extremely useful, but against a light, which I've had in one of my gameplays, you can get around it. And I'll show you why and how. So again, same sort of things. Each operator has a different gadget. So the medium's got defibrillators, bring people back. Normally with revives, I think it's 3 seconds, maybe more, 4 or 5. I can't remember exactly. But defibs basically brings them back straight away. You got your flash grenade. Goo is like it literally is just massive blobs of goo which kind of block off a corridor or block off a certain area to defend you. You can heal up, so on. Sonar obviously, shows you where they are and tracks them. Glitch trap I haven't seen much or used. Same as the APS turret. I think that is just literally like a little mini turret. Self zipline. It's all pretty, self-explanatory. Now, one thing which I didn't get into is that each class has a specialization. So you can see with the medium, it's got a healing beam. So imagine Mercy from Overwatch is probably the best way to describe it. The best way to kind of use this is if you have a medium and a heavy, and you use your medium, whoever plays medium, to follow the heavy around with that healing beam. You're pretty much like an unstoppable duo, because then you basically force the opponent to target your medium. So it's very good like that. Recon senses. The description's there. Sensory enhancement that makes opponents visible through structures for a limited time. And then the Guardian turret again. Deployable AI controlled assault rifle. The medium is a very good class. It's all again how you play the game. If you like being, the objective-based player, heavy's for you, or even a medium could play that role. If you're someone who wants to kind of shut down lanes to the objective, medium is the one. Or if you're like me and you like getting in people's faces, light is the best. I have so much fun with this class. The weapons are pretty, again, self-explanatory. You got the sniper, which is really good. You got the M11, which is okay. For starting, throwing knives are fun. And the shotgun is I've seen people use the V9S. It's okay. The sword is a lot of fun as well, but obviously you get one weapon in the game. So if you use a sword, as long as you're in people's faces and you're using it right, you're perfect. But you can get caught out, obviously, from distance. However, cloaking device, in my opinion, the best specialization perk in the game. Literally, you go invisible for a certain length of time, and I'll kind of use it when I'm on a flank, or I'm in the objective and I can hear people coming. I will go invisible, wait for them to start taking the objective, use it, get my kill, and then use it again, dash out. It's all kind of, as far as I'm aware, all the specializations you can turn on and off at your will, obviously apart from like grappling hook and stuff like that. But cloaking device is one of those you can turn on and off. Now, I will be honest, I can see it potentially getting nerfed just because of how good it is. But you never know. So let's actually just get into some gameplay and start talking about the game itself. So you have your different modes. You've got your quick play, and you've got quick cash and bank it. I'm pretty sure. I'm not too sure yet, but these are your two game modes, very similar style. One's just a lot of high cash and you get credits for killing. Quick cash is a vault appears, you've got to grab it, bank it, and it's first to 20k. You've then got tournaments, which I think is a really interesting way of doing ranked. It's there again, 3 rounds, teams are free. And you go to each stage until you reach the finals, and then it's just one team versus one team. It's brilliant. And obviously you got your rank play, which I haven't unlocked yet, but once I do, I'll do a video on that as well. Now let's just hop into a quick cash game. Now the one thing which I will say about it is that the game loading times can vary. I've obviously got into this one fairly quickly, but the other day when I was playing with a friend, it took us 5-10 minutes. We kept on getting kicked from each other's parties, so that's something which the game can definitely work on. Obviously it's going to have, a bit of a teething stage, if you will, where it's a new game. So I expect that to be fixed soon if they haven't done it already, because there was an update this morning. Although I do think that was just a Christmas kind of release with the snow everywhere and stuff like that. I'm hoping the game chat isn't too loud in comparison to my voice. I have tried to turn it down a fair bit. We'll just do it again. So I am sorry if it's a bit loud, but I will do my best to kind of speak above it. So as you can see there, the loading can be a bit patchy. I mean, I don't know what the gameplay is going to be like yet, because it's... Right, okay, we've balanced out a bit. It can be a bit jolty as well. That's another negative to the game. Obviously, again, it's teething stages. I've turned it right. I mean, this is like... a horrific example of like the game because it's really lagging today. I don't know what's going on. It could be me. I don't think it is because I sorted out all my settings the other day. Stream wise, it was running smoothly. But as you can see, I put my invisibility quote. Oh, so laggy. I don't even think I can make the video. I don't know what's going on. I hope it balances out, but I don't think it will, you know. I just don't think. Like I said, very bad example. I'm hoping it balances out, but you kind of see the rough idea of what I'm doing. It could just be the opening game was a bit manic. It always seems to be this map which I have issues on. So it could just be this map is a bit, you know. It's a bit weak challenge. It could just be this map's a bit, you know, glitchy. So again, something which they could definitely sort out is, you know, the jumpiness of the game. I don't believe it's me. You never know though, so I don't want to put that fully on the game. But let's just say, you know, for argument's sake, that is another thing which they could easily source out this game. I think the next thing which they could do. Sorry, let me just touch this up. Doing so well. Yeah, that's something else which they could easily fix. So again, a lot of it's teething stage, so I'm not too worried about it. I'm sure in future patches, this game, it will fly. Now, the only thing which I do think is a bit, you know, worrying. So I'm sorry, I'm getting sidetracked. It's not the best. It's my first time doing something like this, so you just have to bear with me. I will improve in the future. I promise. Yeah, so again, it's something which they could work on. They saw there the perfect example of the healing beam. He's just following his players around, doing his job as a support perfectly, and it's working, stopping us from killing the players who are, you know, being pushed by. So that is how I would use that character, me personally. Now back to the gameplay again. We've kind of gone over a couple of cons already. Like it's a bit patchy, a bit jumpy. They could definitely sort that out. The flip side to it is the game, when it runs smoothly, it runs incredibly smoothly. Like I said, it could be me. There's no, you know, it's not me denying it and saying that it's definitely the game, because it could 100% be. So, but let's just, like I said, argument's sake, say it's them. Now let's get back on track. The game's extremely fun. The movement is incredible. It's like it feels a bit like what everyone wants COD to be, mixed with, you know, their own little flair as such, which works out brilliantly and just makes the game run smoothly, you know, which is all people want. Just a smooth running FPS. Let's be honest, we don't expect miracles, but just a game that's clean. Now, what I will say as well as a pro is the game is just fun. You know, I've already committed 10 hours to the game, which I know to a lot of people isn't a lot, but to me it is because I don't have a lot of spare time. So I think it's super fun. You know, I played all the FPS you can imagine, from COD to Apex, Siege, which some of you remember when I first started the channel. This is the most fun I've had in a long, long time. It's very unique to the extent of that. You know, the style of the game it is, how simple it is. It doesn't actually require, you know. I think for me, what I'm trying to say is that this game is 90% kind of skill more than it is anything else. You know, a lot of it just comes down to pure gun skill. Outwitting people like that, completely had him on the ropes. It just comes down to being smart, picking your challenges right. Obviously not fucking fucking lagging. We're both chasing that, but that's fine. Worked out well. Yeah, I think a lot of it just comes down to your positioning, movement, you know, picking your gunfights right, realizing who you're up against, if it's a heavy, if it's a light, so on and so forth. Gas in. But we keep moving. Like that, I've dipped out, come back into the fight. Saw him. Fuck, I've got 2 clouds through, and he had obviously a better gun than I was weak. So, yeah. Oh my god, it's so hard to talk about a game. Holy, I should have just commented over one. But anyway, the movement's brilliant. You know, the guns are really fun. I think it's a fairly balanced game. I've never, like, saying COD, you kind of have moments, I guess, where you go, that gun's too OP. This, you know, saying Siege or, you know, anything really, that sort of style game. But you go, this operator's ridiculously OP. You know, their perks are too much. So on and so forth. But fair play to that fucker because he just completely outmoved me. You see what I mean? It comes down to skill and being just quick and, you know, being able to make moves like that is just brilliant. I actually feel like it rewards you for being good, which, you know, a lot of games don't now. And this kind of leads me on to a couple of points about how I think the game can carry on its trajectory and how I think it can improve. I know that the competitive scene is a small scene. Now, I know in COD, the competitive scene, even though those who love it, like myself, it makes up, you know, we think it's the most important thing. In the grand scheme of the world, it's not. You know, it's a very, very small scene. However, to us, we absolutely love it and think it's really important. I do think this game, it's obviously got ranked play. You know, it's clearly ready for it. I think that's what this game will need to keep going. Is a really good competitive scene. You know, we've seen games, in all due respect to them, like Apex and even Siege, just completely kind of die because of bad updates and therefore killing off the pros. And the pros who attract big audiences, which they do. You look at COD, you know, you've got Scumpy, you've got, you know, Zuma, you've got, you know, the current players like Dashi, Shotzi, Draza, whoever. They attract a big numbers. You know, a big portion of the viewers are these, you know, from these pros. And I think this is a game that kind of, to an extent, needs to cater to it. So I think there could be some insane tournament gameplays from these sort of games. You know, I don't think this would be a boring game to watch live. I would be all over it. I think it'd be so much fun and just incredible. Especially as it's only 3v3v3. So I think that's an area which they should focus on and try and push. As long as people pay, obviously, that's going to be the main thing. People don't get bored, which then leads me on to my next point, is they're going to have to bring in maps. You know, these maps are a lot of fun. I'm enjoying them a lot. However, they get repetitive. You know, and I feel like if there's nothing out for a little while, then they're in for trouble. They're in for trouble. Because this game, it needs variation. So let's see if they can do it. I think they're going to. Fair play. As you can see, you can revive your teammates like normal. And it's really, I think it's really important to have that. Oh, we just went so big. We just went so big. Holy. I don't even like. I went so big then. That's what I love about this game, how you feel after that. But yeah. So, to sum it up in the shittest way possible, I thought this was going to go so much better, but I ended up just sweating on the game. But you can see how it plays when the game smooths out. It's a lot of fun, and you can really pop off, and it feels good. 16 kills, 8 assists, 8 deaths. I'm going to take it all day. I think they need map rotations more. Obviously, I don't know how ranked play is. It might be that you can pick and choose maps. You can, do stuff like that, and that would be a really good idea. I think so to carry on the trajectory, map rotations going to be key. Make sure they don't release updates that kill the game. I know that's easier said than done. I'm not a developer, so I really don't know how that happens. But I think they need to listen to the community a lot. There's a lot of players who enjoy this game, including me, and I think it's good that we don't necessarily have a say. I'm not saying that I'm going to be a huge influence. I'm a nobody in the grand scheme of things. But if they see this video, developers somehow see this video, I'm loving the game, guys. I just don't want you to fall into the same trap so many other people have. And yeah, really just kind of focus on that ranked scene. I think not fully commit to it because obviously you've got to cater to the casual player as well. But I think they could do something special with this. Some nice prize pools really attract the viewers as well. I mean, you look at Dota 2 was just like madness because of the prize pool. And I'd like to think, hopefully, we finally have an FPS game that is here to stick around for good, which we won't all kind of bitch about. Like COD, it's non-stop, like, abuse on the game. It gets boring, especially for me. I come home and I just want to hop on and have fun with my mates, or have fun by myself, and that sounded well dodgy, but you know what I mean. And this game allows me to do that. So, for me, personally, I'd highly recommend it. I know this gameplay was a bit laggy, which kind of, goes against me recommending this game because you're all going to think, oh my god, it's so Joey, I can't play that. I don't think it's a game. It could just be me. It started to smooth out near the end, so let's just put it up in the air. Yeah, I think there's a lot. This game has a huge, huge amount of potential, and I just hope for their sake and our sake that it stays that way and just carry on going up because they deserve it. They've made a really good game, which none of us were expecting, and now let's just hope they carry on with it. Oof. Look at that XP. Oh, love it. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Again, I'm sorry it's a little bit chaotic. It's my first time kind of doing a talk while playing. It's very hard. Hats off to the YouTubers to do it because that was impossible. In future, I will just be commenting over our gameplay because my brain can't handle it. Again, I love you all. If you did enjoy this video somehow, some way, leave a like and subscribe, and I'll see you all very soon. And if I don't, I hope you all have a lovely Christmas and a very, very happy New Year. Peace and love.